Hey guys, this is Alex from Z3Cubing. You're listening to the Corner Cutter Podcast.
Hey, welcome to the Corner Cutter Podcast. Podcasting since 2014 and cubing since 2015. I'm your host, Josh, and this is the most consistent speed cubing podcast dedicated to entertain and educate you with in-depth conversations with cubers from all across the sport. My website is thecornercutterpodcast.com, and thank you so much for joining me today for episode 65. This week's conversation is with Alex from Z3Cubing. He used to be known as Lego Boy Z3 on YouTube, and we discuss his YouTube channel, making videos, how he makes some of his unique stop motion videos. It's pretty interesting. And also his future goals for the channel as well. It's a great conversation and I know you guys are going to enjoy it. If you have any feedback on anything we talked about or just wanted to send a quick email in that you like the show, feel free to email me, Josh at thecornercutterpodcast.com, and I will respond to your email. As always, you can find full show notes and links to everything I mentioned in this episode on the website, thecornercutterpodcast.com. And now here's my interview with Z3Cubing. Alex, welcome to the Corner Cutter Podcast.
Hello, how's it going?
Doing great. How's the weather out in Colorado?
It's pretty cold. It's gotten a little bit sunnier though in the past couple days. There's lots of snow on the ground.
Yeah, nice. We just got some snow up here, which is like only a second or third snowstorm, which is a little weird, but I'm hoping for some more snow.
It's been a lot less this year than previously, but it's been some more recently.
Yeah, so what's something interesting about yourself that most people wouldn't know?
So something I haven't really ever talked about in my channel before is I'm actually a distance runner. So I run cross country and distance track, so 5Ks, 2 miles, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, most people on my channel probably wouldn't know that because I don't really tell anybody. But yeah, I train pretty much year round for running distance.
That's cool. Yeah, that's something I have been interested in over the past year. I've done a few 5Ks. What are your normal times for those?
My best ever time for a 5K is low 17 minutes, so
that's pretty good.
Decently fast compared to most people.
That's cool. Okay. So when was the first time, well, I guess moving right along to talking about your YouTube channel, Z3Cubing, when was the first time you thought of changing the name from Lego Boy Z3 to something else?
So I'm not quite sure the exact time that I really went through that process in my head. I kind of just decided to stick with Lego Boy Z3 when I first made my channel because it was kind of just my name that I wanted to go with. But then as it kind of started to grow my channel, I just kind of realized that it might not fit who I was growing to past like 10,000 or 100,000 subscribers eventually. So yeah, eventually I just started thinking about it probably a year ago or so. And then just recently, 3 months ago probably, I kind of started to get serious about it because I came up with the name Z3Cubing. I thought that would work a lot better and I went ahead with it and it's been great since then.
Yeah, I like it. It's nice too that it's something different than just like two initials and then cubing no one really uses, and then Z3 sounds cool. What were like some of the specific reasons why you changed the name?
So I think there are three main reasons. The first one is Lego Boy Z3 just doesn't sound super professional. Like if you're getting sponsored by a cube company, it's better to have a name that more represents you. And then also adding cubing to it actually shows people like what I do on my channel besides just Legos, because people thought that I was a Lego channel, which didn't really work out. And then also, apart from all that, just the word Lego being in my name like could potentially cause problems if my channel got really big, because obviously it's like a trademarked word, it's a brand name. So I just wanted to kind of get rid of that inside of my name too.
How did this affect your subscribers and viewers? I know, like at the most recent competition I went to, I overheard at least two people, like two sets, so four people talking about like, I can't believe he changed his name, or like I was surprised that he changed his name. I really liked Lego Boy Z3. How has like the feedback been?
Honestly, I was a little bit surprised about how positive it was overall. Before I did it, I put out a little poll on my channel, and it was like 70% saying, yeah, sure, do it. And overall, I did get a few negative comments, people being kind of mad at it, but there's really no reason to be that mad over a name change. And in the end, most people have stuck with it. Most people just go with the new name now, and there's not really too much opposition to it now. So yeah, I'm really glad I did it.
Now, moving on to the size of your channel, did you ever expect to get a button from YouTube?
I definitely didn't ever expect my channel to get this big. Like, I kind of wanted to have some sort of success and recognition within the cubing community when I first started my channel, but I never really expected a certain number of subscribers, and certainly not 100,000. Yeah, so I haven't actually gotten the YouTube play button yet. I'm kind of looking into that.
That will be cool when you do receive it. Like, when you started, what were your original goals and what were your plans for the channel?
Honestly, when I started this channel, I kind of just wanted to put myself out into the cubing community. Like, I saw a bunch of fun videos about like going to competitions and all these cuber people who were having lots of fun and all knew each other. And I kind of wanted to be a part of that and just kind of be recognized, I guess, by other people.
Now that your channel is so big, what is the most rewarding part or the funnest part about having a channel of that size and having so many people watch your videos every day?
So since I've been doing YouTube for so many years, my motivations for it has kind of changed from what I was just talking about to more of just keeping the whole channel going. And there's a lot of people who watch it every day and are entertained by it, and I just want to keep it up. It's really rewarding to see just all the different comments coming in. Like, I spend so much time every day just reading all these different comments of people talking about my videos, and it seems like there's hundreds of thousands of people out there enjoying them, and it's just really fun and rewarding to look at all those people and see.
Just seeing positive feedback and encouragement really does give you motivation, or it gives me motivation to continue with my podcast, so I'm sure it's the same for you. What is your absolute most popular video?
So that's actually kind of funny. Currently, my most popular video is called My Top 5 Easiest Rubik's Cubes, which obviously the whole top 5 thing is kind of a big thing on YouTube that gets recommended over and over and over again. So those tend to get really popular. The second one's also my top 5 worst Rubik's Cube. And I tend to find that the videos that are really like extreme, like the easiest ones or the worst ones or the hardest ones, those tend to get the most popular. Honestly, they're not very well made videos. I probably made those in a half an hour, whereas now I spend many, many, many more hours editing and filming my videos. But yeah, they're really popular. They have like 2.5 million views, the top one. And then after that is actually a decent video, which is my cube collection from last year.
Wow, nice. So the main reason these videos are so popular is because they're getting recommended and they're just fun to watch, or is there a different reason?
I think that's mostly it. It's just people see a video about Rubik's Cubes, which is kind of this concept that they know of, even if they're not super into it. And they see these cool looking things in the thumbnail and they want to see like what's the worst Rubik's Cube, and they just click on it just for fun. And then they happen to watch maybe more of my videos, which I guess is good for my channel. Overall, they're not super well made videos. Like I said, I probably wouldn't make them again, but they did wind up getting super popular.
That's cool. Was that like, did you think of that as you were making them, that like I might get a lot of views off of these, or did it just happen that way?
I don't think I really expected it to get that popular. I think a friend of mine recommended that I should do top 5 videos just because, yeah, they're popular on YouTube, but I never really expected them to get really big on my channel. I just kind of did it to see what would happen, and turns out they got crazy popular.
Yeah, in the past, you've made quite a few videos on like how to scramble a clock or how to scramble a Megaminx or the cube notation. I really like those videos and they're super helpful. What kinds of videos do you focus mostly on now?
Honestly, I just kind of like to make as many different videos as I can think of, like what you're talking about with the different random tutorials. If there's something out there in cubing that someone might not know how to do, then I like to kind of show them how to do it. And yeah, some of my tutorials have become pretty popular videos too. Nowadays, I just kind of go back and forth doing whatever I can think of.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's one of my questions. Where do you get the ideas for the videos you create? Like one of the most recent ones you did was solving a magnetic 7x7 without a core. So do you just like brainstorm funny ideas you could do, or one of the videos that is pretty cringeworthy is your 2 through 9 one-handed. I don't know how you did that.
Oh yeah.
Your hand must have hurt after that, right?
Yeah, it kind of did. A lot of the ideas come from previous videos. So like the 7x7 without a core, that was from a video where I did a Megaminx without a core, and then a 3x3 without a core before that, which was something that I saw people doing beforehand. So pretty much all my video ideas come from random different places, and then a lot of the times I make new versions of them based on just what gets popular. That one in particular got really popular. And then the whole one-handed thing, I just kind of was looking at my collection. I was like, well, I have 2x2 through 9x9 now. Might as well do something crazy with them, like solve them with one hand. And I don't know. It was pretty fun to do. Didn't get very popular, though.
Is there a video that you really definitely would not make again? Maybe you got really bad feedback from it, or your audience, bad reaction?
Every once in a while, there's a video that kind of just surprises me how bad it does. I think the most recent one was how to put magnets in a Rubik's clock. Turns out a lot of people don't really care about clock. So yeah, it got 8,000 views, which isn't absolutely terrible, but I think I had a net loss of subscribers that day. That was kind of sad.
Whoa. But couldn't that be one of the videos that does better over time though? Just people search how to make a magnetic clock and then it's just kind of like for the people who actually need it at that time, just not an entertainment video. Yeah,
that goes along with what I was talking about earlier with like making videos that somebody might need at some point in the future. So that's definitely a video that I'm glad I did make, but it didn't really turn out very well on my channel at the time. I'm sure people have found that video useful. So I guess overall it's okay that I made it, but it just didn't really have a very good reaction to people who are subscribed to my channel to see like the entertaining videos.
Okay. What has your channel growth looked like? Speaking of losing subscribers on that video, what has your growth looked like from the beginning and like notable spikes over time until now with 112,000 subscribers?
So overall, I've been really happy with how my channel has been growing over time. When I first started it, I wasn't really promoting my videos like at all. Like I pretty much just would make a video every week and put it out there. I got like a subscriber in the first month. And over time, I got to like the year mark and I had like 100. But then from there, it kind of started going faster and faster and faster. And there are ups and downs throughout the year. Usually the end of the year, like right now, tends to be the best time. I've had like 6,000 subscribers in the past month, which is the most I've ever had. But yeah, it's just kind of been steadily going up and down, but at a greater rate every single year. So I'm pretty happy with that.
Has there been a video you created that instantly got popular and got you a bunch of subscribers?
One of the most recent ones was how many 3x3s can I solve? Well, my friends solve one, which I guess is just kind of an interesting concept for people being able to relate to the non-cubers solving the cubes slowly while I'm doing them really fast, which I guess is impressive to non-cubers as well. That has 1.2 million views in just 2 months, which is kind of insane for the normal growth of my videos. And I think that one's gotten me quite a few subscribers. It definitely piqued my views a lot in the past few months. So yeah, I'm really happy with that one.
Okay. Now, speaking of having so many subscribers and so many views, we've never really covered this on the Corner Cutter podcast before, and when doing our YouTube shows or stuff like that. How does making money on YouTube actually work?
So I'm not exactly sure how the cutoff works for low channels nowadays because it was different when I started. But once you hit like some certain amount of subscribers and certain amount of watch time, it's like so many hours in the past month. Then you can start monetizing your videos. You become like a YouTube partner or whatever. And it just automatically puts ads on your videos if you select it. And then over time, you get a certain amount of money for each like ad view on the video. And then they pay you at the end of the month.
I know you're not able to tell exactly what you're making, but is there like a standard for when you get like per 1,000 views, or per 1,000 views or something like that on how much you actually make?
Yeah, it really just depends on the channel. So like really low quality video channels get much less than ones where you can keep the audience's attention for a really long time. My channel is kind of in the middle of that spectrum, I'd say. Probably most cubing channels are. Generally, I've found $1 or $2 per 1,000 views on my channel, which, if you add it all up, is a decent amount.
But then you need to be getting a bunch of views for that to add up. Could you explain about Google AdSense and how you actually only get paid when someone interacts with the ad?
So what happens when somebody watches a video is there's kind of an auction. So a bunch of different possible ads come up, and whichever one is willing to pay YouTube the most appears on the video. And depending on if the person like clicks that ad, which they try and optimize for, you might get paid a little bit more, but it's like tenths of a cent per ad, if that. And then over time, that all adds up and it goes into an AdSense account, which is linked to your account, and they just pay you from there.
Do you get money from anything else that you do on your channel?
I actually don't get money from my channel other than just AdSense. I definitely could. Like, I could start Patreon for my videos. I could sell merch. I could do all that kind of stuff. But honestly, I just don't really see the need to do that at this point. I might do something like that in the future, but at this point, no.
Okay. What are the best ways you've found to advertise your channel and get it in front of other people?
Honestly, since I've started my channel, I haven't really done very much with advertising my channel. Like I said, I only got a single subscriber within the first month of making constant videos. So yeah, I never really tried to advertise it anywhere else. So I guess I wouldn't really be a good person to ask because I've always just kind of tried to be sectioned off from everyone else and just try and grow on my own just from what YouTube recommends to people and having subscribers, things like that, rather than actually trying to go other places and advertise. So yeah, I don't really know. I imagine there's probably people who would go and like advertise your channel, but I don't really have experience with that.
So I guess technically you could say that is a strategy because YouTube wouldn't be recommending your videos if people weren't watching them, and I guess people wouldn't be watching them unless you're making good quality content. So I guess you're advertising by making good quality content.
Yeah, everybody always complains about like the YouTube algorithm not suggesting their videos to certain people, but I kind of see it as the YouTube will recommend your videos to people if they want to see it, and people will click on them if they want to see it. So yeah, if you get views on a video, then I guess that's what you deserve. So that's how I see it.
I now want to talk about how you like personally improve in making content over time. I liked your video where you watched your very first video, and like I guess this could be for other people as well. How do you make sure you're constantly improving the content that you produce over time, and like what was that like for you?
Honestly, again, it's not something I put a whole lot of thought into. It's kind of just happened automatically over the years as I've progressed making videos. Like I kind of just started off, I set a camera in front of a table and just recorded me talking, and I had all sorts of crazy pauses and I messed up talking all the time. And then over time, I kind of realized, like as I was editing, I realized the things that sounded bad and I tried to correct for them while I was filming. And then it was just kind of this big cycle of feedback as I watched through my videos and record new ones, that everything just kind of gets better over time. Again, I don't really purposely try and do much to add to the quality. It's kind of just happened all naturally.
Is there a time when you decided to show your face in your videos?
That's something that a lot of people comment about. Like whenever I release a new Q&A video where I show my face, people are like, oh, whoa, face reveal. But I probably showed my face within the first couple months of me making videos. I think some of those videos are probably private now because they're really bad. But yeah, I never really hid myself for forever.
Okay. Also, I noticed that you have some nice foam panels behind you in your videos. It's not only a good background, but perfect for audio. Do you do any other audio or video production besides for your Z3Cubing channel?
I don't do anything like for other people. I kind of just do it as a hobby sometimes, like making cool time lapses and stuff. But other than that, no, I don't really do a whole lot. And as for the foam panels, they're not that great for audio. They just look cool.
Yeah. Well, I guess definitely better than a flat wall.
Yeah, I guess.
Could you explain the process of making your Halloween and Christmas videos?
Oh yeah, so that's something, like I was saying, I really like making time lapses and also like stop motion. And that's something I've been doing a lot longer than I've even had this YouTube channel. I've always just loved to do the thing where you take a picture and then move a thing a little bit, take another picture, and then put them all together in an editing program. It looks really cool. So the process for making those videos is, a trick I found making them is if you do it in reverse, it tends to look a lot better because you can kind of set everything up exactly how you want it. And then you take it apart piece by piece, and then it looks really cool because it's like coming all together in exactly a perfect way. It would be a lot harder to do a stop motion thing where you're moving the cubes all together piece by piece, like into the tree, getting it all to balance and everything like that. But what I do is I make the tree first, and then I take it apart piece by piece, taking the pictures while I'm doing that. And that makes it a lot easier, and it turns out a lot better.
That's cool. I really liked those videos. Switching topics to comments, is there something that annoys you sometimes on what people say in the comments or like stuff like that?
Comments on YouTube videos are just annoying. You kind of just have to get used to that. There's a lot of just annoying and bad people, but there's also a lot of really good people with positive stuff to say. So like the most negative comments I probably get are on my tutorials. There's a lot of people saying like, oh my gosh, this doesn't work. Why would you make this tutorial? It's the worst one in the world. And if you really go and look at the video, you can tell that it's like 90% likes still. So obviously there's a lot more people looking at the tutorial and actually using it for what it's meant to and being okay with it. And it's just kind of a vocal minority who you really see, and you really just have to learn to ignore that. Once you get so many of them, it just comes naturally ignoring them.
Yeah. What about people who like point out teeny mistakes you made in the video? That like it's just easy to tell that it was just a mistake or you just missaid something.
Honestly, I just really try and get rid of those while I'm editing because I really hate it. Probably more than the commenters when there's a little mistake. Like I think in my most recent video, it was New Year's Eve blind solve or something, and there was like a single black frame in the middle of the video that I put there on accident while I was editing, and I was really annoyed about it. And nobody even noticed, so I think I'm more hard on myself for those little mistakes. And I don't really mind when people comment about it. I just kind of wish I would have done it myself.
Okay. Do you have one tip for people who are looking to grow their channel or actually start a YouTube channel?
Honestly, the best thing is just finding a style of videos that works for you, and then just being consistent with it and improving the quality of it over time. Obviously, the first videos you make aren't going to be super great, but over time, if you just keep on making them, keep on progressing, you'll learn more and more things, and you'll eventually start to make things that are more and more interesting or more useful to people. And eventually, it all just kind of comes naturally if you just keep on working. It really just takes a long time. That's the one thing to know. It takes a long time to get to this point.
Alex, what are your future goals for Z3Cubing? We've seen a lot in the past year, big brand change. What is going to be the future?
Really, I don't have any super definite plans. I kind of just want to keep up what I've been doing, like uploading a video at least every week. I've been doing that for the past 4 years now. So I just want to really keep that up, just kind of keep growing at the rate I have been. I don't have any specific goals. My biggest goal for a long time was just 100,000 subscribers. Now that I've gotten that, 1 million just kind of seems out of reach. But we'll just kind of keep on going, seeing how it goes. I'll probably do it at least until college, probably through college, longer. So, I don't know. We'll see.
Okay, cool. Final question. What is something you've changed your mind about recently?
So something interesting while making my videos, I kind of started to get really frustrated over the past few months about recording things, like the way that I'm talking during my videos. What I kind of would try to do is I would come up with a line in my head, and I would just say it once, and then I'd mess up, and I'd say it again, and I'd just kind of perfect it over time. And what that would kind of end up as would be me saying the line really, really, really quickly and saying the exact thing I wanted to say. But it kind of became really hard to do because I can't really talk that quickly and super accurately. I would kind of mess up a lot. So more recently in my videos, I've kind of just tried to purposely try and get myself to slow down, and just instead of saying everything super fast and accurately, which got frustrating, I would kind of start to say things more slowly like I'm talking right now, and kind of articulate it better and be able to record for longer. It kind of makes everything more natural and made it a little bit nicer. I'm still kind of working on that in my videos, though.
Okay, cool. Well, Alex, thanks so much for taking the time to come on the Corner Cutter podcast. I hope you had a good time.
Yeah, no problem. It was pretty fun.
That was awesome. Again, if you have any feedback, please email me, Josh at thecornercutterpodcast.com. Also, if you want to send in audio feedback, I will play it on the next episode if it's good. So you can do that by going to thecornercutterpodcast.com/feedback and hit record an audio message. It's super easy, and you can try multiple times, so you don't only have... So if you mess up, that's okay. You can just re-record it. Final two things are, if you want to make a magnetic clock, I'm selling the magnets you need for it. So just go to the show notes of this episode at thecornercutterpodcast.com, and I'll have the link to where I am selling them. And then also, if you need any speed cubing consulting, podcasts, you want to start a podcast, so podcast consulting, or you have a podcast and you need it edited, check out my page, thecornercutterpodcast.com/work with me, and you can find all my services there. I definitely recommend going to check it out. Well, that's it for this week's show. I want to thank Alex again for taking the time to come on the podcast. I'm really glad we got that worked out. And I want to thank you for listening to this episode and listening all the way through. I really appreciate you. And now it's time to take this episode back to the scrambling table, and I'll talk to you guys again next week in episode 66 of the Cornucutto Podcast. Interviews with Laser Monkey and Ian Scheffler are in the queue.